Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Good morning, happy Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Depends on when you're listening to this. I thought I'd talk today about something that actually came to me while I was walking Hilly, our new addition to our family. I did actually kind of open up with the struggles I've had with this new addition and how it affected me in ways that I had no idea were even possible in a podcast episode. So head back and find that episode. It's a little crazy and something that I didn't think that I would go through, but definitely did. So, but I was walking Hilly and I was just thinking about some things, just different things. And so now that I'm back here and I'm trying to upload videos onto my Facebook page and they're taking forever, I thought I would go ahead and record this podcast. I kind of want to talk about going into 2022 and just how we spend our time. So I know that not everybody, but a lot of people set goals for the new year, right? And I am, set goals, set expectations, set things that you want to do or just something you want to do more of, less of. Maybe there are actual goals and resolutions that you write down or you shoot for every year. But, one thing I love to do at the beginning of the year, especially after we're putting away all the Christmas stuff and all that, I love to organize and just purge all the stuff in our house. I do that a couple times a year, and literally, it's like, I'm like a kid in the candy store. I could just do that all the time. And so I know a lot of people will be doing that and getting organized and wanting to do that in the new year. But let's talk about cleaning out and cleaning up our social media use. So there have been many times throughout the years of me being on social media, and a little backstory. When I started this, I had no personal Facebook page. Instagram wasn't around. But I did have a Pinterest page. I was just pinning things I loved. I mean, I just used it, personally. Before that, I think I've said this before on the podcast. I used to have binders. This is me. This was me when I was little. This is just how I am. I used to have binders full of magazine clippings and like things I would print off. And I had different binders for like every decoration, craft idea, holidays. I mean, I had them lined up, all organized. And then Pinterest came around and I was like, oh my gosh, I can keep this all on my Pinterest page and I don't have to have all these binders and all the things. So I had a Pinterest page, so I loved doing that. But Facebook and like friends and family were having fun. And I'm like, I did not see the need. I didn't want to do it. And then Instagram came around. Are you getting Instagram? I'm like, no, I don't need all that. But I started My Creative Days, a blog, just on the side as a hobby. And I was quickly finding out that a social media presence would help this and what I was trying to do. So I got my Facebook page and Instagram then came around and all the things, right? And so, but over the years, I have made it a conscious, like an effort, this is what I have to do. I do this a few times a year or just kind of when it's nagging at me or I can just tell that it's affecting me in a certain way. And I go through and I clean out, my like Instagram or if it's Facebook or wherever you are, is spending most of your time or consuming most of your quote unquote social media stuff. So it's TikTok now, there's Snapchat, there's like so many. And so I encourage you, start off 2022 and clean out your social media. So I did a little research and on average, people spend 2.5 hours a day on social media. 2.5 hours a day. And I'm going to be completely honest. And for me and what I do, mine is more than that. Let's just act like nobody else heard that. And I didn't just say that out loud. But with what I do, I'm on my phone a lot more than that every day. But in 2022, I want to encourage you to maybe lessen the amount of time you're consuming social media, but definitely clean up those accounts that you aren't loving. And here's why. I think, so 2.5 hours, maybe you're a lot less than that, maybe you're a lot more than that. Whatever it is, time is not a renewable source, right? Like that is the one thing in our lives that we cannot get back. money. You can always make more money, and, you can always buy a new car and houses and, all that. But time, we can never get back. So that's one thing that I always think about. If I am spending the time on social media or whatever, I want that time to be spent wisely, if that makes sense. Not just aimlessly, consuming content that I don't love, or something that doesn't inspire me, or something that angers me, or annoys me, or, all those other things. If you leave, like if you're on social media and you leave, you're watching it and there's a few accounts that come up and you go away feeling less than, you go away feeling like you want more or you need more in your life, or you start comparing your life, your house, your car, your money, your clothes, your makeup, your hair, your kids, your husband, your wife, your whatever it is, to these other people that you're watching, quote, consuming daily for hours on end. If you go away feeling annoyed, angry, sad, stressed, just like there's something just nagging at you, those are all great signs that is probably a social media account that needs to go. And the best thing about social media is that there is an unfollow button on all of the platforms. You can unfollow anybody and everybody. And it's like the most, as somebody that creates content on social media for what I do, I love the unfollow button. As somebody that consumes, content on social media, I love the unfollow button. And I think it doesn't get, sometimes I feel like, you follow people, or you followed them 2 years ago or a year ago or whatever. And it's just like, it's almost like part of your routine that these certain accounts or certain people come up in your, if it's in the stories on Instagram or on Facebook, or it comes up in your TikTok, like when you're scrolling. And it's just like part of your routine to see what these people are doing, to see what they're posting, to see what they're creating. But every single time they do that, you're going away feeling one of those things that I just mentioned. And that's not a good sign. And I just encourage you, when that happens, instantly when that happens, just pay attention to when you're consuming content after you listen to this podcast. So if you're on there for, 10 minutes later or 2 hours later or whatever, as you are consuming it, if you come away or you start thinking those things, use click the unfollow button. Unfollow those people. Like if you're feeling depressed or down about where you are in your life, in your career, in, like I said, your home, or just, you see other people and you think they're more successful, they're more happier, they have more money, they have a better relationship, their kids are always perfect, I'm always yelling at my kids. Like, if you come away feeling any of those things, unfollow. Choose those accounts where there are a few accounts on Instagram where I really, like, they bring me joy, or like they really make me, happy to see what they're doing, or happy to see what they're creating, or happy to, like, I really look forward to them. And then when they're not on there, you're like just waiting, for them to see what's going to come out next, or what they're going to share next. But that's really, if you really think about it, that's only a few accounts for me. And so I try to purge and unfollow accounts as they come up to me and I'm feeling, not in a good way after I'm consuming or spending my time on social media. And here's the thing, and I've talked about this before, you are only seeing the highlight reel. And when I say that, like, I do share a lot of things that aren't perfect, or like I just shared a reel of a project I tried to do and I ran out of the supplies. And I can't get the supplies until next year. So I'm going to have to finish this Christmas project next year, but I still posted it. There have been times when I've posted, what our house really looks like when, on a daily basis. It is not clean and perfect and, perfectly decorated every day, all day. Like, we live here. Like, this is and I wish, and when I've posted those things, I always get the response. I love seeing the reel. I love seeing like how people really live, and a photo that's not perfectly staged, and I wish more people would grab onto that, and I wish more people would share, but the fact is that they don't. So when you are consuming social media and everything looks perfect and everyone looks like they have tons of money and the big houses and the perfect cars and the perfect spouse and the perfect kid, that is the highlight reel. You are getting 15 seconds, a minute, depending on what it is. If you're watching a live, obviously it's longer, but you are only getting that little snippet of what their actual like full life is. And so to come away feeling a certain way in that little highlight reel, it's just click the unfollow. You will not miss it. It's only a highlight reel. It's not everything that's going on. And I know, and we all know those accounts or those people that you've watched, and they've got everything's going great. They're super happy. And then like in 2 months or something, relationships are ending. They're moving, they're downsizing, they lost a job or, whatever it is, like that has happened. And so it's good. The highlight reels are great and they're fun, and hopefully you're getting inspired by them. You're finding some joy. You're happy. They're entertaining you. They're making you laugh. They're teaching you something. Like you're getting something out of it. Definitely keep with those. But I think there's just not enough talk about unfollowing those accounts that aren't bringing you those things, and taking back your time and choosing to spend your time wisely, because we're spending more and more time on our phones or wherever you consume your social media. So I just wanted to get on here and just kind of share that, because I was thinking about it today. Like I said, when I was walking Hilly, and it's like, I want to talk about this because I don't think a lot of people do it. I don't think a lot of people think about it, but I know a lot of people that come away comparing and just don't feel great about after something they've watched or, so use your unfollow button. On the flip side of that, can I encourage you also, the people and the accounts that you love in 2022, can we start learning how to use the heart button, the share button, the save buttons, the shout outs, just by sharing an account, tagging them? Can we start doing that? Like, let's do more of that in 2022 and give back to the accounts that we love. And it's something I have to do too. Because like I said, there are those certain accounts that I need to be sharing them more often. I'm usually liking and commenting, but I need to do more sharing, and I need to do more saving of the content. And especially, this is all free content they're giving you, no matter what it is. If it's a makeup tutorial you're watching, how to pick out clothes, how to get dressed, it's a DIY tutorial, it's a how to paint this, it's a whatever it is. I mean, if it's just a shopping video or whatever it is, it takes time, money, effort, all of that to put that content together for you, and you get to consume it for free. So I think in 2022, let's start giving back to those accounts that we really do love, that really do inspire us, teach us, make us happy, make us look forward to what they're posting next or offering next or creating next, or let's give back to those people for consuming everything that they're doing for free, and knowing that what they're doing is taking up that time that's not renewable. They don't get it back. They're doing all that for you to consume it. So let's give back to them and, share, save, engage with them. If they ask questions, answer the questions. If they put up a poll in stories, click yes or no or blue or white or whatever it is they're asking. If they put up a question box, fill in what they're asking or ask a question or engage with the content that you are loving. Unfollow what's not inspiring you and what you're not feeling good about, and engage with what you are. And engaging is anything. So it's answering, it's saving, it's sharing, do that. Please get in the habit of doing that in 2022. It's something that I am also going to be making more of a habit. And here's kind of what I do, and it's just like I try to time myself when I'm on my phone. So depending between computer work, if I'm filming things, if I'm creating reels, just depending on what my day is like, when I get on like Instagram and I go to post, and I'm going to talk about some other like social media things that worked for me and didn't work for me, maybe in another podcast, but before you post anything, you should be interacting and with other, like Instagram accounts before and then after you post. So I try to give myself a time limit. I have 10 minutes right now, so this is what I'm going to do. So I go in and I engage on those accounts before I post and then after I post. So try and, when you are consuming content, give yourself 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Turn the timer on. As soon as that timer goes off, you have to put it down. It's just a good reminder, even if you know, in your head, you're like, okay, I have 10 minutes to sit here. In a half an hour, you're looking down and you're going, oh my gosh, I have just wasted a half an hour on watching how many ways you can eat a turkey sandwich or whatever it is that you're watching and just binging on. So be aware of that. Setting timers. Have Alexa, I'm whispering so she doesn't turn on here. Have Alexa set your timer. Put a timer on, you know, at work. Do it on your watch. Put it on your phone. Do it in the kitchen, like the stove or somewhere away from you, so you actually have to physically get up and turn it off. So then you're like out of that consuming mode on social media and actually have to get up to turn the timer off. Then you can set your phone down. So I just wanted to get on here. It came to me today while I was walking Hilly, and I thought, you know what? This is something that I'm going to try and do in 2022. I'm going to be cleaning out all the things in January, purging all the things, and cleaning, doing your photos on your phone as well. Like, you know, purging, getting rid of all the old photos and cleaning up your phone. It's just a good time to kind of sit down and go through and unfollow those accounts that just make you feel not so great, no matter what it is. Unfollow those and then give massive amount of love and engagement and shares to the accounts that you truly do love and look forward to seeing. So that's all I had to say today. I encourage you to do that. It will make your 2022 so much better. And so, yeah, until next Monday, you guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you then. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.